Hitler was safe. He then staged the fake double suicide of Hitler and his new bride, and then callously had Hitler's double and his bogus bride murdered, almost certainly by Gestapo Müller. The escape route into the Berlin subway system is still there. There are similar tunnels in London from the cellars of Buckingham Palace and 10 Downing Street, the residence of the British Prime Minister, to the London Tube, which would have been used by the British royal family and senior members of the government and military if London had ever fallen to Nazi invaders. The Associated Press and Reuters reported the testimony of the pilot Peter Baumgart, who flew the couple out of Berlin along with Eva's brother-in-law, General Hermann Fegelein, extensively from Warsaw in 1947. But researchers have ignored this until today. Having worked for both of these illustrious press agencies as a lifelong journalist, Gerrard Williams knows how difficult it is to get copy onto the wire. It passes through many sub-editors in an exacting process before it can end up in a newspaper column. Newspapers around the world carried the story, although curiously no one ever followed up with Peter Baumgart, and he simply disappeared from history after his release in 1951 from Warsaw's Mokotów prison, also known as Rakowieja prison. Historians have preferred to accept the masterful account of British historian, Oxford professor, and former intelligence officer Hugh Trevor Roper, which insists that Hitler committed suicide in the Führer bunker on April 30, 1945. It was vital to the Allied cause that Hitler should be demonstrably dead, to allow a new Germany to emerge from the ashes of the old. Trevor Roper's work, which was published in 1947 as a book called The Last Days of Hitler, is intrinsically flawed. From the testimony of Hanna Reitsch, Hitler's favorite pilot, who denied ever meeting Trevor Roper or saying what he quoted of her, to Hitler's Luftwaffe adjutant, Nikolaus von Below, who later stated that he had lied to the Oxford Don and had a good laugh every time he saw his lies repeated. Hitler's chauffeur, Erich Kemke, was interrogated repeatedly but subsequently admitted in 1974, "I told American and British interrogators just about anything or everything I thought they wanted to hear." Accepted as fact, Trevor Roper's book has never been out of print. The acclaimed historian, who in 1983 identified the pathetic Hitler Diaries forgeries as real, had created his own sophisticated forgery. He had never been given access to those Germans who had been in the bunker and were captured by the Soviets while trying to escape Berlin. These escapees were subsequently held prisoner, some for many years. Similarly, Trevor Roper received only written accounts from those held by the Americans. All were anxious to save their own skins and invariably related whatever their captors wished to hear, that Hitler was dead. There are other much better descriptions of the final days. The account by James O'Donnell in his 1978 book The Bunker is a thorough investigative report, with interviews from all the surviving people. But O'Donnell, like Trevor Roper, was fooled by one thing. The corpses that were said in the accepted history to be taken up to the garden and burned were not those of the two main actors in the appalling final death throes of the Third Reich, but their doppelgangers. Hitler's double was likely an unfortunate stand-in named Gustav Weber, but the name of Eva's look-alike may never be known. They will go down in history as the world's unluckiest body doubles. Stalin never believed Hitler was dead, insisting at the Potsdam Conference on July 17, 1945, that he had escaped, probably to Spain or Argentina. Stalin's top general, Marshal Georgy Zhukov, said on August 6, 1945, "We found no corpse that could be Hitler's." General Dwight D. Eisenhower stated publicly on October 12, 1945, "There is every assumption that Hitler is dead, but not a bit of conclusive proof that he is dead." He told the Associated Press that Russian friends had informed him that they had been unable to unearth any tangible evidence of his death. One U.S. senator went as far as offering $1 million for proof of Hitler's death. It has never been claimed. Uncovering Hitler's escape has not been simple. Our New York agent, Bill Corsa, gave us what seemed to be the best analogy for this work. He described it as